This is Ron Zillmer with Legacy-Trees on location here in Milladore, Wisconsin. I've got Matt Beaver here from Wisco Tree Team, who's one of our partners with Legacy-Trees around Wisconsin and Minnesota. And we're taking a moment here to talking about this lone elm of Milladore. If you go on Facebook, you'll find it has its own Facebook page. I've admired this tree for years. I took pictures of it for the website and just talked to the property owners again and wanted to come out and do a little video shoot out here this spring before things leaf out. So what we've got here is we brought a Triumph elm, which is actually a hybrid American elm that the Morton Arboretum in Chicago produced. Wanted to show you the difference between, this is a tree that will be planted this year in 2022 for one of our customers. It's a magnificent vase-shaped, beautiful elm. The hybrid makes it a lot more resistant to Dutch elm disease. And in my prior videos, I've always been talking about height of branching and the stewardship pruning we want to do early in life to take care of those juvenile branches that are more vulnerable to damage later on in storms. Well, we set it in front of this great big tree to show you. It looks like the branches start past 20 feet above me. Our goal with shade trees with Legacy during the stewardship period is to get 16, 20 feet of clearance at least before we let the canopy begin in its mature growth form. Now take a look at this Legacy tree that's getting ready to go. This Triumph elm is about 14 feet tall. The pole is 12 feet, so about 14 feet tall. Every branch you're looking at is temporary. Sorry to say, we're selling you the trunk and the root system. If we talk about the root system, look at this thing. We grow a flat, wide root system to start to imitate that root flare area, which is so critical. This part of the tree was started when this tree was a seedling. All right, we want to emphasize something before we leave this site. This is such a special day. The zone of rapid taper, the root plate of this tree behind me, is being built in this package right now. This tree is building that system right from the beginning, the spokes of the wheel. If we took the soil off this tree, we'd see 3 to 12 major structural roots like we're seeing here on the flare. This is critical to understand why we do the flat, wide package. Everything the tree would do in nature, we want it to do in here, get air root pruned before we prune it out into the environment. Then look at the dimensions here. We talk about 3 to 6 feet from the base of the tree in all directions is the minimum for a shade tree, for a large tree to have for a root plate, for that zone of rapid taper. This is a 12-foot pole saw. This tree needs to build that dimension between our hands there. So Matt's got the other end here. It needs to build a 12-foot wide root plate to be a mature elm. Just want to emphasize that before we leave here today. Look at this magnificent beast behind me. Underground, that first 3 to 6 feet is where the tree gets 95% of its structural support. It's critical what we do in our urban sites to that area of the tree, this lower part of the trunk and that beginning of that root system is absolutely critical that we understand that the tree has to have room to create this. Thank you.